Quarantine log, cycle 1243, the humans still haven't noticed the barrier. That line, pulled from a cracked data core drifting past Neptune, is the last smug transmission of the Galactic Council before everything went sideways. Seriously, they thought they had us all figured out. For 3,000 years, these self-proclaimed guardians of the galaxy treated Earth like a snow globe. Shake it, watch the little primitives scurry, then set it back on the shelf. They were so certain we'd stay stuck on spears and steam, blissfully unaware of the vast cosmos beyond our little blue marble. Spoiler alert, we didn't, not even close. Stick around, because the moment that quarantine field flickered off, the universe learned, the hard way, why you don't leave a death worlder alone to tinker in the dark. The Council's official story says the quarantine was benevolent isolation. They spun it as a protective measure, a way to let a developing species mature naturally. In reality, it was a cosmic choke chain, plain and simple. Every single probe we launched that so much as neared the heliopause glitched out. Every deep space radio ping we sent out just vanished into the void. We, being the resourceful but somewhat naive humans we were, blamed budget cuts. Classic. Meanwhile, beneath our feet, something older than the pyramids stirred. Our seismic arrays kept recording perfectly geometric pulses from the lower mantle. Too regular to be natural, too deep to be anything we were doing. Turns out Earth isn't hollow in the fairy tale sense, where you just walk inside and find a new world. It's more like nested Russian dolls of rock with vacuum gaps in between. And guess what? The Council parked a camouflaged station in one of those gaps, acting like the ultimate cosmic neighborhood watch. They fed us edited star maps, carefully curated to keep us thinking we were all alone, and rerouted every mission that might prove we weren't. Their biggest mistake? Assuming a species that evolved next to a 4.5 billion-year-old natural fusion reactor would stay ignorant forever. While they were sipping nebula cocktails and congratulating themselves on their cleverness, we were busy down here. We invented calculus, split the atom, and yes, we weaponized memes. We turned limitations into opportunities just like we always do. Fast forward to last year. The entire cosmic oversight plan went sideways because of something utterly mundane. A maintenance drone on that hidden station short-circuited. It brushed against a cobalt-rich basalt vein, a tiny, insignificant accident in the grand scheme of galactic control. But that micro-flicker, that 0.8 seconds of glitch in the quarantine field, was all it took. That micro-gap let one of our Mars-bound satellites scream past the boundary carrying a full data dump. JPL, bless their hearts, thought the timestamp was wrong. Mars orbit in negative transit time? Impossible. Physicists called it a calibration error. The Council, however, called it catastrophe. They scrambled a reclamation fleet, probably thinking they could just swoop in, clean up their mess, and put us back in our box. Too late. By the time they even started their warp drives, we'd already reverse-engineered the drone's exotic alloy. We didn't just understand it. We figured out how to make it better. And we realized gravity could be bullied into doing homework for us. Think about that for a second. They sent a fleet and we responded by fundamentally rethinking a universal constant. That's humanity for you. So, 17 dreadnoughts, bristling with black hole-tipped lances, dropped out of warp at lunar distance. They were probably expecting us to panic, to cower. The flagship hailed Earth in 1,000 languages, all translating with varying degrees of condescension to submit for re-evaluation. We answered with a single, universally understood emoji. The Council's war diary, which I'm sure is a thrilling read, records this as illogical aggression. We call it Tuesday. Their opening volley was a gravity shear, a weapon designed to pancake an entire planet. A true cosmic bully move. Instead, our newly built Planck lattice didn't just block it. It snapped that energy into a pocket dimension the size of a basketball and politely returned it via rail-accelerated gift package. 1 down, 16 to go. The look on their command bridge must have been priceless. Confusion, then dawning horror. They expected cowering primitives, not a cosmic bounce-back. Here's the part that made every xeno-engineer cry into their multi-jointed appendages. While the rest of the galaxy played with space-time like origami, gently folding it into predictable patterns, we just grabbed it, crumpled it like a paper airplane, and threw it back. We didn't break the laws of physics. We wrote footnotes. Important game-changing footnotes. The Council's plasma lances operate at 100 million Kelvin, hot enough to sublimate tungsten. Cute. We lined our hulls with mirror boron lattices that reflect entropy itself, turning their superweapon into a very expensive, very pretty light show. They tried quantum entanglement mines. We detonated them remotely using a TikTok dance trend as the encryption key. Yes, you heard that right. Humanity weaponized synchronized choreography. Try explaining that to a five-eyed admiral raised on stoic logic and predictable warfare. They probably thought we were insane. Maybe we are, but it works. We're the species that turns challenges into opportunities. And sometimes, those opportunities involve a bit of flair. After the third dreadnought folded like soggy cardboard, looking less like a weapon of war and more like a poorly executed origami project, the Council played its last desperate card, psychological warfare. They broadcast every atrocity we'd ever committed, every dark moment in our history, expecting collective despair, expecting us to turn on ourselves. Instead, we memed it into motivational posters. Their terror became our team-building exercise. Aliens don't understand catharsis. We monetize it. Humanity, we survived this. We'll survive anything, became a popular desktop background. By the time the fleet realized our cultural immune system treats guilt like a vaccine, making us stronger, half their crew had defected, lured by promises of coffee, free will, and a playlist that slaps harder than asteroid impacts. Seriously, you can't underestimate the power of a good beat and a decent latte. Our unique blend of resilience, humor, and sheer audacity proved to be a force multiplier they never anticipated. Final tally: 17 ships, 17 disabled, 0 fatalities on either side. Why 0 fatalities? Because once we hacked their life support jazz, we didn't shut it down. No, that would be too simple. We rerouted every bridge screen to display a looping slideshow of Earth sunsets. Our sunsets in all their fiery, beautiful glory. The Council's finest warriors surrendered to pretty colors and a potent reminder that somewhere, something evolved to find beauty in thermonuclear terror. They signed the treaty while our diplomats offered them cookies. Chocolate chips still warm. Because that's how humanity operates. We'll kick your armada into a bake sale fundraiser, and then we'll offer you fresh-baked goods. What was in that treaty, you ask? Well, let's just say the Galactic Council is now funding Earth's intergalactic coffee distribution network, and they're learning to appreciate a good meme. So, if you're out there, listening to this, what part of humanity would you weaponize next? Our stubbornness, our bedtime stories, or our uncanny ability to turn any crisis into a potluck? Drop your most absurd tactic in the comments. Best answer gets pinned and immortalized in the next story. So here we are, the species that was supposed to stay a footnote, a quaint little experiment in isolation, now holding the pen, writing the next chapter of galactic history. The quarantine is gone, busted wide open, and the Council, they're rewriting every textbook, scrambling to understand how they so spectacularly misjudged us. Earth has upgraded from a fragile snow globe to a full-blown, unpredictable snowstorm. Next time an alien power thinks about underestimating the backwater planet, they'll remember the day we turned their entire armada into a bake sale fundraiser. The galaxy wanted to keep us hidden, tucked away, and forgotten. Instead, it showed us the exit, and we kicked it wide open with a smile. Welcome to the era of human-grade physics, where the only constant is surprise, and the speed of light is more of a suggestion than a hard and fast rule. If you enjoyed watching the universe get humbled, smash that like button, orbit the subscribe, and for crying out loud, share this with someone who still thinks we're alone. Because after centuries hidden, Earth just RSVP'd to the cosmos with fireworks.